What's up guys, MilletMonkey and welcome to the guide to building the perfect ultimate team. This is a guide that's going to include budget, theme, formation, links, chemistry and specifics. I'm doing this because a few of my subscribers have been asking me what team they should build and how they should build it, so I thought I'd do a guide on how to actually build an ultimate team. Alright, so the first thing you want to be thinking about is your budget. You want to look at your coins and say, right, what can I get for my money? You need, for example, if you've got a budget of 250,000 coins, you may want to set a budget of 200,000, so it gives you 50,000 to trade with afterwards, or you may want to spend all your money at once and spend the 250,000, but you do need to set a budget so you don't run over and it just makes problems for you in the future, in terms of maybe you want to trade but you haven't got enough money to, so you do need to set that budget and stick to it. Alright, so the second thing you want to be thinking about is a theme. Pick a theme for your team. This is because you'll need chemistry in your team, which I'll go into a little bit later on, but you want to pick a theme. So in this team I've picked a Brazilian team because I'm just starting to do skills and Brazilians have a lot of skills, so I've looked at some specifics which I will talk about later. The next thing you want to think about is formation. Formation kind of links in with specifics, as you want to be thinking about what players you like to play and where you like them to play. I decided to go with a 4-3-1-2 formation, which looks like this. I decided to go with that as I do like to have there's 3 centre mids and I do like to have 3 up front without having left wing and right wing. I also like to have 4 at the back rather than the 5 at the back or 3 at the back, because I find they often can leave me exposed up front or at the back, so I like a nice balanced 4 at the back team. The next thing I want to talk about is links between the players. This kind of links in with chemistry, as they're both the same thing pretty much. As you can see here, I've got a Helton and a Diego Alves in my club. Now I want to be looking at the formations. For example, I know 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3 both appear dark green in the 4-3-1-2 formation, so I am going to put either of them in. In fact, I may even want to think about changing my formation, so I'm going to switch to 4-2-3-1, as this is actually my favourite formation, so it just shows the thought you have to put into it and you may have to change a couple of times. So I'm now going to swap Helton into club with Diego Alves, as he has perfect chemistry. As you can see, he's got 6 without any players being around him as he is. So I'm now going to think about my right backs. So Brazilian right back, I have 3 in my club. I have Cicinho, I have Baiano, and I have Rafinha. 2 of these players are not in formation as one is. For example, Cicinho is in exactly the right formation for me, and he's the player I'm going to be using because it fits in with my style of play for the team, and because he's got 5-star skills, whereas Baiano and Rafinha I believe only have 3, so I'm going to put Cicinho in. This also works with the centre back now. I need to find a link up between him, the centre back this is, and Diego Alves, the goalkeeper, to have both have 9 chemistry. As you can see, I've got a couple of players that you can probably pick the 2 out that I'm going to be using now in the right formation, but I also have some other players that will also fit in with them as well. For example, Naldo and Felipe Santana will both fit together really well, as they're both in the same league and they both have the same nationality. But I'm actually going to pick Dede, as he is Brazilian, and as you can see, these 3 players have 9 chemistry. You want to make sure all players have at least 7 chemistry, because this will help you out in game. There's no way of really explaining it, it just does. Your players will be in like a line together in the back 4, and up front they'll make runs for each other. So at left back now, I'm gonna put Marcio Azevedo in. He's my only Brazilian. As you can see, he's in formation exactly. Now CDMs, I've got 2 CDMs which I'm just going to plonk in here, and as you can see, all the players so far have 9 chemistry because they're all in formation and they all come from Brazil so far. If you have them from the same league here, for example, Dede and Cicinho both come from the Liga do Brazil, they will have extra links up with each other, and although it doesn't show on the card because they've both got 9 chemistry, you will see an impact in game. I need to be thinking about my centre attacking mids now, as they're the next position. Now I've got loads of players here, a few in the right formation, and now I need to be thinking about my style of play and actual specific players. Ronaldinho's always been one of my favourite players since I was quite young, because he was one of the skillers at the time and probably the best player in the world, as he played for AC Milan and Barcelona. So I'm going to plonk Ronaldinho in there, as he is my favourite player, and as you can see, the link up there is fitting really nicely. So not only is my favourite player, but he links up with these players at the back here, which is what you need to be thinking about before you make your team, also about how these players are going to link up. The other side, I've got some more choices. I could have Mosoro, I believe it's pronounced, and I could also have Lucas, but I could also have these other players. There's a Marquinhos at centre attacking mid there, so there's a few players that are in my formation, so I'm going to narrow it down to just players in my formation, as I got a lot of choice, and there's 3 players come up. I need to be thinking about my style of play. This guy looks pretty decent. I've played him before. He's played 13 games for me and scored no goals. And look at Mosoro, he's played no games and no goals for me. Lucas, 11 games, 2 goals. Alright, so I need to be thinking about that. But I want to be thinking about, like I said, my style of play. Lucas has got 4-star skills, so I'm going to put him in there. And he'll also have a nice link up with Marcio Azevedo, as he's playing the same league. And he'll have a decent link up with Roberto Carlos, as they're both Brazilian. As you can see, they've both got 9 chemistry. Now, I've got 2 players that I want to integrate into this team now, because I am a big fan of Wallison and Neymar. Now, I set a budget on this team for around 400,000, and as you can see, at CF, there's 2 players I could put in. Wallison, who is my favourite player on this game probably, or Rafael Sobis. Now, Rafael Sobis is a really good player, but so is Wallison. So I am actually going to put Wallison in there because he is one of my favourite players and he gets the most links up with the players around him. Because a lot of them are from the Liga do Brazil. So, as you can see, like Williams and Ronaldinho link up nicely because they're from the same club and the same nationality. But Wallison, Lucas, Williams and Ronaldinho are all from the same league and country, so they get a nice chemistry together. Now, as I said, I like Rafael Sobis, so what I'm going to do is, I just spoiled the, a little bit spoiled the surprise there, but I'm going to put Rafael Sobis on the bench first, because then I can change him about with Wallison if Wallison ever gets injured. Whoops, I meant to change that to there. And put Wallison on the bench. I can always change him around if he gets injured or tired, and he'll still fit in really nicely into that team. Alright, so if I just put Wallison back on now, as you may have saw, there's only one player I want up front, and it's Neymar. And because I was quite a way under budget after I built this team, as it costs at this moment in time, probably would have cost me around 70,000 coins, as Marcio Azevedo goes for about 30, and I believe you can pick up Cicinho for around 35,000, and then these players are not massive amounts of money. I think the most expensive player there is probably Dede, who's about 2,000 coins, so about 70 to 75,000 coins this team would have cost me so far, so I'm quite a way under budget, so I'm going to go and splash the cash on a Neymar. Now I need to think about what I'm actually buying here. Obviously I'm buying an informed player, a really expensive informed player, so I need to be thinking about, is he going to be linking up with everybody, and in this case there's only one person he has to link up with, and that's Wallison. So all the players in this team have 9 chemistry, which means they'll all link up really well together and all play pretty well. As I've splashed the cash on Neymar, I didn't actually splash the cash, I was donated in by someone in the stream that I was doing earlier, as I was with Marcio Azevedo and Cicinho. I will link his channel down in the description. His name's Messi or Aaron. I don't really need to put a staff member in here, as I do have 99 chemistry, so adding the extra 1 chemistry wouldn't really make much of a difference on this team whatsoever. But I just want to show you a comparison between normal Neymar and the 87 version, and you want to see if you want to really splash the cash, because you may be able to cope with being under budget and then splash your cash on maybe a different team, so you can maybe just have some more fun, more choices, or maybe you can get some better players on the bench. So we're going to go search up for a Neymar now and show you both the normal version, which is right there. I will add this one to watch list, and I will also find the informed version, which I have in my squad, to see if the price difference is worth it, if you like. So I'm trying to look. There's the first inform, which I'll also add to watch list to show you guys, and I will find the second inform. There we go. So if I go to my watch list now, I can compare the 3. Okay, so this Neymar, the first Neymar, is up for 14,000 coins, as in just expired. Okay, I could have got him for probably less than that. I believe he goes for about 10,000 at this moment in time. So I probably could have picked him up pretty cheap. Looking at his stats, he's got really good stats as it is compared to his informs. If you go on to the 85, there's not much of an increase from this version to this version, the normal to the first in form. 90 pace, which means only 1 more pace, 2 more shooting, 2 more passing, 2 more dribbling, and no improvement on his heading or defending stats. So is the price gap really worth it there? I'd say probably not. But on this Neymar, compared to his other version, his normal version, he has 2 more pace, 6 more shooting, 4 more dribbling, and 4 more passing. So I'd say the price difference maybe isn't worth everything, but he's still an extremely good player, one of my favourites. So I decided I was going to splash the cash, but you guys may want to think otherwise and think about building another team. I think that's all I have on the agenda for today, guys. I talk about specific players in overview. You want to think about the perfect players you want in your team, who you like. You want to make sure that all players have got at least 7 chemistry, especially your defenders, goalkeepers and attackers. Midfielders are still really important, but not as important as those 3. Make sure they all link up. Make sure you pick a theme and a nice budget to make sure you manage the team well. If you want, you can leave about 5k over your budget just to make sure you stock up on fitness and contract cards, as these guys probably will rape down the fitness cards, as they're all really pacey players, so they will need that. I'm sorry this has been a really long video, guys, but I hope it was really helpful to you, and I hope you found it really good. Thanks very much for watching.